Hello everyone. Looks like I'm connecting on all the platforms, and I'm gonna wait a little bit more. I'm connecting today on YouTube, Facebook, on Twitch, on Twitter, on Periscope, and I just sent emails just about a minute ago, and I doubt a lot of people opened that up. But anyway, so that is a live stream, and I'm still working on the same piece what I worked before. I'll wait a little more, Sergio, hello, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. A little later, in a few minutes, I'm gonna show you overall how big that piece is, because sometimes it's really hard to understand. Really hard to understand the size of it. All right. Louis, good to see you. Good to see you. Hope everybody's doing well. The weather is good. I understand it's a fall time, and most of the places it's kind of already getting cold. I'm still in Florida and I'm blessed. So it's every day sunshine, warm and nice, about 75 degrees Fahrenheit every day. It's not that hot actually anymore. Стас, привет. Как дела, племянник? Да, спасибо, передам обязательно. David, hello. How are you? How are you? Okay, let me show you guys. Let me show you how that piece looks. But in a couple seconds, I'm gonna start. All right. So here you go. I have to kneel down just to show you how big that piece is. It's actually huge. All right. So we're talking about like 4 feet, just that direction, and 4 feet all the way that direction. And right behind me, you can see the previous piece, what I've done previously. And this piece gonna be just on one of the sides. All right. So pretty much I have to do 2 pieces like that. So one is gonna go on one side and another gonna go on another side. All right. So but that is how it looks, how it actually, the size wise. So I know when you're carving and people looking on the screen, you really don't know the size of it. Okay. But now you do. Okay. It's about 4 feet. 4 feet. All right. So and I actually switched to this area. I'm working on this area. Oops, I'm dropping stuff, which I'm not supposed to do. And there's going to be a shell. There's going to be shell, and there's going to be some leaves. I don't know what is going on. Hello everyone. So I've got some volutes. I'm not done yet. I still have to do a little more work on those volutes, but it's going to be on both sides. Right? It's going to be on both sides. So it's going to be like a triple layer. So this is going to be high spot, then it's going to be lower, and there's going to be some kind of molding. Сергей, здравствуйте. Спасибо вам, хорошего дня. И вам хорошего дня. So let me work a little bit, and if you do have any questions, please go ahead and ask me. I'll try to answer. But let me know where you're from, okay? So that would be wonderful. Where are you from, and what is weather like? Because I have a lot of people actually connecting from all over the world on different platforms. And unfortunately, if you are on Facebook, the quality of stream is not as good as in YouTube. On YouTube, I'm streaming in 1080p, 60 frames per second. On Facebook, I'm limited only to 720p, and I highly recommend you to switch to YouTube. And the channel, it's actually easy to find. That would be youtube.com/Grabovetskiy, like my last name. Okay. And by the way, if you're on Facebook and Instagram, follow me. All right, just follow me. It's woodcarver Grabovetskiy. And if you're new on my channel, I would really ask you to subscribe and like it and hit that bell. Okay, don't forget to choose all the notifications, otherwise YouTube is not sending all the notifications anymore. The politics, it's everything just changed. Paul, good to see you. Danilo, good to see you. Bon dia. All right, so Paul is asking, can you put an illustration of one of the movements on your school site? I would like to practice a nice big leaf or shell. Paul, everything is actually on a school site. Everything, all right? So I'm actually, there's just on this project, it's over 1,000 videos. And I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about photos, images, or what are you talking about? I just don't know. But what you see right here, you actually going to be able to see on the school site. Everything is right there. Sergio. So really rainy in Holland. Really rainy in Holland. Wow. And I wish I could show that to you. It's really sunny and nice in Florida. Although it's already evening. I mean, not really evening. It's 3 o'clock, but it's already getting there. And in Florida, we're getting darker, dark little earlier. All right. People, please don't forget to give me some love. All right. Just give me some likes. Don't forget. I mean, not that I need it, but it would be really, really helpful. Just helps little bit the channel. Okay, let me think what else I can do right here. And by the way, let me know if the timing is okay. I switched to a little later, but looks like I'm losing some of the people from Europe, although some Australian and New Zealand people actually able to connect. I did little earlier, and a lot of people from Europe were able to connect, but it was night in Australia and New Zealand. Okay, Paul, so you are asking about the download to print. So you're talking about images. Yes, I'm actually working right now. I'm gonna add like a gallery of just the pictures. But what I want to do, I'm gonna do a different site, which is gonna point only from my school site. But I tried to add some pictures, like a gallery, and I have on my site also about 3,000 pictures I made from all over. I mean, from all of the projects, and that slows down website. Although I do have a dedicated server, but it's still just the overloads, especially when a lot of people on site and watching at the same time. Those gallery images, they really actually slowing down. So I am working, and that's going to be just in a matter of days. I'm pretty much done with this project with the gallery. All that I have to do is just add that link pretty much on site. Maybe I'll do it really soon, or sooner, I should say. Welsh, great question. So what carving chisel brand do you use? Well, this one is Ashley Isles. All right. So this one is one of my favorite brands, one of few favorite brands, because I do have a different favorite brands, and I love, for example, Henry Taylor also. That is a Henry Taylor. It's an English made, and that one is Ashley Isles. I have multiple ones. I have multiple brands, but this one is one of my favorite because the first of all, it's how long that is. It's a really have. I mean, it has a beefy handle, and I can actually work on the big projects with no problem. All right, so it's actually a really comfortable tool to have. So that is the brand Ashley Isles from England. It's a Sheffield steel, and it's one of the best. Well, I don't know. There's better, of course, but anyway. Okay, Alex, do you have a specialty made burnishing tool, or do you simply make tool from a piece of wood? For the burnishing, I don't use metal and all. I just use. I don't use metal burnisher. I'm using just wood itself. Let's say if you have a chip, which you have from previous carving like this. So what you do, you just rub pretty much wood against the wood, and you can see it becomes really shiny. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show it to you a little closer how it looks. I doubt, because my cameras are not pointing to that direction, but it becomes really shining. That's how I burnish. But I usually don't burnish at all, by the way. All right. So really good question, but I usually don't do that. Especially on this project. This is going to be just a painted project. So we're going to paint that. And let me know where you're watching from, okay? If you're watching on YouTube, please comment YT. If you're watching me on Facebook, please just comment FB. If you're watching on the Twitch, TW, and so on. That way, I'll later on, when I'm gonna check that back, I'll know where's my people coming from. And I really do appreciate you coming back, by the way. I really do appreciate you coming back. So what I want to do, I want to dig a little deeper in this area, about maybe an inch or so. Okay, let me show you a little different angle. So for you'll see, you're not going to be able to see my hand, but you'll be able to see overall how it feels and looks. Julie, good to see you. So you're watching me on Facebook. Just go to YouTube. John, good to see you. Louis, South California. How's weather in South California? Of course, it's always good. It's not as humid, but all the fires in California, oh man, there's a lot of people struggling right now. Michael Gonduras, hello, good to see you again too. So what about your new favorite tools, Balashev? I like them, I love them, all right, but still, when I'm doing lots of removal, I guess I used to those tools, especially fishtails. Like this one is a fishtail, and I love that one. All right, switch the camera. Delilah, hello, hello. Snow in Minnesota. Wow, that is too early. It's only October. That's no bueno. No good. Always good weather in California. Mantas, hello. So you're watching me on YouTube. That is good. Hello, Zini. Mikhail, about Balashev tools, no, I don't think you can buy them yet. I doubt. You can't buy those tools yet, unfortunately. All right, let me. Mark, good to see you. Good to see you. How are you, sir? How's Ohio? Um, so the question is: this piece carved from lime wood? Yes, it is. Although it's not really lime wood, it's actually American basswood, which is pretty much the same. It is the same, but not really same. Okay, you know, not exactly. It's the same species, but even if you look at the lime wood in Europe, let's say Holland has a one type of lime wood, and if you go to England, it's different. And I really, for example, myself, I love lime wood from Holland much better than from England. Same applies in the United States. Basswood, there's the eastern basswood and there's the western basswood. There's the eastern, which grows in North Carolina, South Carolina, and all the way to the Midwest, like Michigan and Wisconsin. There's lots of in Wisconsin, and there's a western, which is from state of Washington, and it's different. And the difference is it's still lime wood, it's still basswood, but the difference is the grain. See this piece, for example, really clean and nice. So really clean and nice, and I don't have too much watermarks. And for example, if you go to the let's say western basswood, there's a lot of rain, a lot of moisture in the forest, and you're gonna see a lot more dark spots. Yes, it is lime wood, but different type of lime wood. Julie, that is really sad to hear. So you were hit by the hurricane. That's bad. So yeah, now it's cool and beautiful in South Louisiana. I used to be. I used to go to Louisiana multiple times in Baton Rouge area and so on. Many times actually in Baton Rouge. Okay, let's read that question. Alex, can you say approximately how much the wood piece your carving cost? Not the finished piece, but the blank. You're talking about just the material. Am I correct? You asking about just the material cost. I can't tell you because I'm buying. Not that I don't want to tell you. Of course, I'm okay to tell you, but I can't estimate because I'm not buying a small amount of wood. I'm buying big chunks. I mean, not chunks actually. I buy the semi truck, and I spent thousands of dollars just on wood itself. But I have a lots of wood, and I really did not estimate, let's say, per piece how much it cost me in this case. Okay, not in this particular piece, but on an overall project, just on this project, because you can see right behind me. So right behind me, you can see piece like right there, and plus I have a lot of. I've got two corbels like that, and plus other walls. So I spent thousands. Okay, I spent thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars. Julie, yes, I could do probably a class right there, but there's no reason to do that right now. Tickets on airplane is so cheap, and it's a good idea sometimes to get out of your state and go and travel somewhere. And I am teaching in Indianapolis, and I'm gonna teach again in Indianapolis next year, and I'm gonna be also in the state of Maine next year, and that's already scheduled. It's on my school site in menu. There's gonna be in person, and you can get tickets so cheap to Indianapolis right now. You literally, it's gonna cost you like $50 two way. I mean, some of the tickets so cheap. Richard, good to see you. Okay, let me go this way. It's kind of dangerous a little bit the way I'm doing right now. But I'm okay. Okay, so and I need to clean this section a little bit too. But it's not that convenient from this side. I have attack from that side. Keith, absolutely. So my pleasure. My pleasure. And people on Facebook, sometimes you don't see all the comments. So again, highly recommend you to go to my YouTube channel. And please don't forget to give me some love. So Mark is saying 6 inches by 12 inches by 2 inches of basswood, a carving block, at least $15. Yes, that is true. If you buy just small blanks, but if you buy like a commercially, like I do, by semi truck, it's still expensive. It's not cheap. I mean, nowadays, it's even more expensive because of the, I guess, the problem with the COVID and so on, and a lot of people are trying to survive somehow. But it's a little cheaper if you buy in bulk. Some people actually charging a lot more for pieces like 6 inches by just 1 foot. I know if you go to Woodcraft and buy, so you can probably spend at least like $30 per blank, $60 per blank, small blank. Julie, a really great question actually about if I ever have a problem with my shoulder or hand or whatever. I don't. Okay, I don't, because the height when I'm carving, I don't have to bend all the time, which first of all a lot of stress on my body, but it also, when you bend, you have to raise your elbows and you get tired and your shoulder get tired. Another problem why people get tired with the carving, let's say if you're sitting, okay, and a lot of people do like to sit down when they carve, but I don't think it's a really wise idea. It's not really wise idea because it's actually lots of stress also on the back. You think it's going to be easier, but it's not. And also the way you hold your tools, it's also you're raising your shoulder, and the angle how you hold your tool, it also puts a lot of stress on your hands. So that is not the wisest idea. But another thing, if you look at the tool itself, okay, if you look at the tool itself, it has to do with the height. All right, so see how big my bevel is. It's about at least half an inch. It's what I've got on this tool, so which means it's already grabbing material, and my hand is barely just a fit underneath of the handle. When you buy the new tools, usually the bevel is too high, and you really have to raise your hand. And it has to, I mean, when you're raising your hand, it does create a lot of stress on your shoulder, okay, because the elbow is raised. And I have a habit when I'm getting a new tool, I'm actually pretty much right away reshape my tool. Okay, I reshape my tool. Okay, Danilo, let me read that question. Alex, what is your advice for amateur who is looking to become professional? I think the beginning is difficult for the most, not just in terms of skill in carving, but in being known, valued by customers. Jose, good to see you. Uh, Danilo, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Okay, I tried to answer that question multiple times previously. For example, I even got some emails from people how to market. Okay, and I do have a video, by the way, how to make $1 million by carving wood. And honestly, I mean, you can make a good living just by carving wood. First of all, I love wood carving because it's really peaceful. All right, it is really peaceful. Um, but in the beginning, I don't think it's really possible, to find good customers for the wood carving. At least for a lot of people. I'm carving all my life, so for me it's a little easier. It's not like that easy. First of all, I'm not looking for customers. Okay, I'm not looking for customers, but I do believe if you do have a passion for something, it doesn't have to be carving. It has to be, I mean, it has to do with your ability, talents, knowledge, and understanding of what you do. So you can be successful. But there's other things. What I believe personally, I guess I should say, uh, I believe in God, and I'm not afraid. I'm not sorry for that. And of course, I'm praying for success. I'm praying for customers, and not only for. I actually don't pray really for customers because I have plenty of them. I'm getting emails daily, but what I'm praying uh, uh, about myself, okay, to be successful. And I can tell you one of the stories which has influenced me many years ago from the Bible. And I know some of you probably gonna hate me for that, but I'm okay with that. I was in jail for my beliefs, and I know what I believe, who I believe, and what is my faith. Okay, so I have absolutely no problem. So up to you. But one of the stories is actually the first time in the Bible mentioned word success. Okay, God gave success, and that place in the Bible. Let me carve actually, and I can tell you that story if it's okay. That story in the Bible about the young man Joseph. Okay, when he was in Egypt, when he was in Egypt, and it was the first time ever in the Bible mentioned word, God gave him success. Okay, God gave him success. He was successful in everything, pretty much what he did. And for me, it's actually a really good story, because when people think about success, they usually, just look at the pockets and say, "Come on, people saying if I don't have a lot of money, if I don't drive Lamborghini or Ferrari, I'm not successful," and that's not true. And when you're looking at the Joseph, it says he was successful. Okay, God gave him success, but he still had the slave robe on him and the clothes and so on. He didn't have money in his pockets. He was a slave, but he still was successful. Okay, so, and it says God blessed him in everything what he did, and gave him success, and he influenced me. Okay, so no matter what circumstances are in Egypt or whatever, in business or anywhere, so you can be successful in the position what you're doing right now. And I started to pray. Lord, just please give me success. But there's a key. Okay, the key in those verses, it says God was with Joseph. God was with him. And after that, of course, he gave him success in everything what he did. Okay, so the key, so if God with you or not, for me it's important to be close to God, and then I can pray and just to say, God, give me success in anything I do. And yes, I do pray. I mean, I'm okay to admit that I pray every day. I read every day, and I pray to be successful father. For me, it's important. I have 3 children. I've got 1 granddaughter, and for me, it's really important to be successful father. I pray, just give me, that success to be a successful father. And yes, I pray to be successful husband. I have a beautiful wife. I know my wife since 16 years old, and I pray, let me be a successful husband. And if I'm doing wood carving, let's say, as a business, yes, I am praying, God, give me success in what I'm doing by my hands. And just because I pray, I have God on my side, and I don't have to market as much. I don't have to pay thousands of dollars in marketing and push and push and push. Father is on my side. I'm not sure if it answers the question, but it's honest. I'm not trying to convert anybody. I'm not trying to push religion on you, but I'm telling you about my personal relationship, and I can tell you a lot more what I experienced on that side of my life, on believing side of my life. But I believe, I am successful just because, I have a God on my side. All right. Let me get the different tool. Misty, thank you very much. Thank you very much. But it's honest. It's honest. Okay. Sergio, have a good one. So that is honest answer. And like I said, I mean, I could do a lot of marketing. Uh, it's not like I always been successful. I had my share of hardship, like probably everybody else. So I had some troubles previously, with everything, with money and so on. But uh, you know, yes, I know some of you from United States watching me, and some of you know me actually, even personally. When I'm teaching, you met me in school, and you know that I am successful, and I know that I admit that I'm really successful in what I'm doing. But when I came to United States, I came as a refugee, okay, immigrant, and it's not that easy to be successful from day one. But you know, I started my business pretty much, not just the carving. I did everything what is involved woodworking, and even I got to a newspaper, about I'm immigrant, but I established woodworking firm. All right, so I'm voyaged from whatever, Russia, came to Goshen, Indiana, and established woodworking firm, and we became pretty much one of the best firms up north. So that is my story. That is my story. But I had to do something also. I had to pray and also, just buy tools and just to start something. Daniela, thank you. Richard, wonderful. Thank you very much. That is actually really, I mean, guys, it means a lot. Okay, it means a lot when you saying words like that. Okay, so what just Richard said. Uh, so which means I'm not alone, right? Which means I'm not alone, and I'm not afraid. By the way, again, I'm not afraid to say what I believe. I mean, I know there's a lot of people judging me for that, but I'm okay. Okay, I'm okay. So hey, guys, I was in jail for my beliefs. I don't really care what you, if I'm politically correct or not. So, but I know whom I trust. I know what I'm trusting. Okay. Okay, Misty, that is a great question. What? Yes, today we do have a scroll saw, and yes, I do have one of them right there. So here's my baby. All right, so it's a big scroll saw. It's a 36 inches, huge scroll saw. They don't even sell them anymore on the market. But back then, what they did, they used a small. We call it like a coping saw, but it's not really copying saw. It's actually scroll saw. There's a few different things they used, but one of them would be this one right here. Okay, so that is the copying saw, which you can use to scroll everything. So and it's cheap actually solution you can buy right now. And there's a different even machines invented, especially French people. Marketry, they invented some really unique machines for the scrolling, and also a bow saw. Okay, it's really easy to cut with the bow saw. Okay, let me read. Juliet, Master, I understand that one must first have their skills. How would you recommend the new carver to get their name known? Art galleries, marketing firms? I never used any art galleries. I never used any marketing firms, but I know some people do and did. And yes, if you're doing like a piece of art gallery would be probably a good idea to start. But I never did it. Okay. Again, like I said, I'm not even marketing anything personally. I don't. But it's just in my case, I know. Um, I don't know. Probably art gallery is probably going to be the best. Thank you very much. Tiny effort. Etsy, yes, Mark. Good idea, Mark. That is the answer right now. So on Etsy, you can probably sell, some of your stuff, and people will know you. You're right, absolutely right. Actually, my daughter, she does have a store on Etsy, and she's always. She actually has to uh, pause the store because she's getting so busy on Etsy. So you can sell on Etsy a lot of stuff, but I have to caution you: you can't sell expensive stuff on Etsy. Okay, you can't sell on eBay expensive stuff. If you're gonna do really expensive stuff, so you're not gonna be able to find good customers, because good customers, like for example my customers, they don't shop on Etsy. Okay, they don't. They don't look for items on Etsy. So in my case, it would be architects probably, and big name designers, and so on. Oh, no problem, Juliet. Absolutely. But I think yes. I mean, Mark is right on money. Etsy is a good. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about it. Maybe I should open like Etsy pattern store for non-members of my school. They can buy some downloadable patterns. I mean, why not? I mean, there's books on Amazon, and they selling just the patterns. Okay, wonderful people. Let me check. So looks like I do have a too big of a chunk of wood in this section. So I need to chop this out. Really soon you'll be able to see the whole picture. Juliet, absolutely. Why not? I mean, you can do it first of all for yourself. But honestly, people, um, honestly, I I don't know. I really wanna move out of big pieces and just to create pieces for myself. You can be a lot more creative when you're not working for customer. If you do have a means of support, if it's not your business. But eventually, I wanna retire from carving for customers and just to do my teaching and concentrate probably just on unique pieces, not just for customers. I really love when I'm carving for myself. Okay, when I'm carving for myself, I can do some stuff like I can show it to you right now, like flowers like that, crazy movements like this. Okay, and for example, this piece is not it's not for the customer. There was another piece which is for the customer, but not the first piece I've done. Okay, so when I'm doing not for the customer, I can create anything pretty much. uh, and for the customer, yes, this piece right here, it looks the same pretty much that one like that one, but that was for a customer. But even for customers, I mean, you can do beautiful pieces. A lot of people like my sunflowers. They do love that idea, and some of the people actually carved those sunflowers. But when I carved those flowers, I was really young, pretty much. You can see, and actually now you can see the scale of it. Okay, the scale of those flowers. Oh, Misty, thank you very much. Well, Juliet, so you can start. Don't just dream. You know, one of the biggest mistakes people do, they think everything is ahead of them, but no, life is not that long. So just to start, I carved one of the pieces. It took me I don't know. It took me about 10 years to carve, not because it's a huge piece. It was 36 maybe by, uh, I mean 48 by 36. So it was big, but it was just uh, like relief carving, and it took me 10 years not because I was working every day on that, but I had an idea and I started to carve, uh, and then I was busy with other projects, and I laid that for a few months, then pull it back, then carved again, and in 10 years I finally finished that. And I love, by the way, the relief carvings. I really love them. And for example, one of them particularly I love. Let me see if I'm gonna be able to find that one. I doubt I can find it. But the piece I'm talking about, I was carving for a really famous farmer. Okay, he sells almost in every store in the United States. Oh, right here, I found it. I found it, and let me show that to you. This piece right there. Okay, so this piece is actually 18 inches. It is 18 inches diameter, and it went above uh, like right on the kitchen hood. All right, so it's right there, right on the kitchen. But on that picture is a grandfather of this big farmer, Piro. And if you go to store like a sweet peas, peppers, just and so on, there's a lot of farming products in the big stores like a Costco and Publix and Kroger. You find that brand, and that is inside of the house. And they asked me to do like a grandfather when he started farming, and I did that. That's actually, that piece is a precious to me, really precious to me. All right. Okay, let me read that question. I am building a tiny house on the wheels, and I'm carving everything throughout, doors and tables and such will be all be carved. And I'm doing it to enhance my own life and rather than others, than for others. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is a great idea. Hey, we have only one life, right? We have only one life, and we really have to express ourselves. Especially, I believe um, everyone has a talent. Everyone has certain talents what others don't have. It's like a special key from a special lock. Unfortunately, I mean, there was a saying like our question: what is the most expensive place on the planet Earth? And some people would say like, oh, it's United States. Some people say no, it's Israel. Some people say no, it's a Saudi Arabia because there's oils and so on. But in reality, the most expensive place on the planet Earth is a cemetery. Okay, if you go to a cemetery, there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talented people died and buried, so they never expressed themselves. There's some artists who never painted. There's some writers who never wrote a book, and if they would just start doing something, not waiting on the better times, they could probably achieve much better results in life. Okay? But again, that is my thing, my beliefs. Danilo, uh, I'm carving Hashemi flowers project in a jackfruit wood. I love that project. You are talking about, let me see, for people do understand what you are talking about. Where is my project? But anyway, it looks like this, okay? It does look like that, all right? So, uh, but it's a little smaller. For some reason, I just had that on my computer and I don't see it anymore because I have too many pictures, people, too many pictures. But it looks like this, just in a smaller version, right? But if you look really close to the details of flowers, it's a really, really, really detailed and the tiny flowers, just like a paper thin, like paper thin. Oh, right there is a Hashemi flowers project, and what you see. So what you see, it's actually the same idea but much smaller. That was for a customer, okay, and I just communicated with him, and he said it is doing okay. So it's still there, just collecting some dust. And he asked me how to take care of stuff like this, okay, and it's easy. I mean, you use you just use that thing right here, just to blow. That's how you take care of the dust on those pieces. Low tech, low tech. And by the way, if you wanna take a class with me in person next year, so I'm gonna be. I scheduled a couple places only yet. Okay, I don't know because I'm busy and it's hard to keep up. But I'm gonna be multiple times in Indianapolis for sure, and I'm gonna be in a state of Maine for sure. Okay, I didn't schedule yet anything else. I don't know yet if I will or not. We'll see. Maybe I will, maybe not. So we'll see. But at least Indianapolis. So in Indianapolis. It's markadams.com. You can check the calendar. They do have a calendar ready for the next year. And in the state of Maine, I'm going to be, oops, I'm not supposed to look like this. All right. In the state of Maine, Maine Coast Workshop. All right. Here you go. You got really interesting moment, which you're not supposed to see my webcam, and you shouldn't see some of my wires, which you saw. I've got a lots of wires going on. You don't see that usually, but it's okay. Oh, don't forget, if you didn't like me yet, give me some love and some likes, all right? Give me a lots of love. Juliet, please come to me, Minneapolis. It's too cold in Minnesota. Okay. Денис, привет. Очень приятно. Well, Minneapolis is not that far, Juliet. Okay, so you can come to Indianapolis really cheaply. But again, I'm not marketing. I'm not calling to schools. I'm not asking to invite me. Usually schools, they actually contact me and they invite me to come and teach. All right. If and I don't know a lot of schools. If you do know some schools would be really, you think it's going to benefit me and you, I'm sorry to say that, but I still have to invest my time to go, and usually it's like a 1 week at a time, so it has to be some return on investment. So you can contact them and just introduce me to them. That would be really good idea. But meantime, you can always check my online school. Of course, lots of you already members of my school. And again, I want to say, really do appreciate you people for being loyal to my school and so on, even in the hard times like this. Because I know some of you are really struggling with, pandemic going on. Okay, wonderful people. So if you want to see full progress of this piece, of course, I mean, let me show you one more time like how it looks in overall. All right, so I need to kneel down. For you would be able to see me, but it's huge, it's big, it's like 4 feet. It's not done yet. I still have to work on this side. I still have to do a lot of stuff, but I really have to push it. I'm gonna continue to carve, and I still gonna continue to film it for school. Okay, again, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Okay, it's gonna help. Not that I mean, I'm not making anything pretty much on YouTube. It's not for the business, but more people will know about my channel, and more people will be able to watch what I'm doing. More people going to be exposed, to those videos. But on another hand, I would really appreciate you, wonderful people, if you can share it. Okay, you can just share it on Facebook, on other platforms. There's a link, of course, like a share and so on. Let other people know about it. Okay, let other people know about my school. Let other people know about this channel on YouTube. I really appreciate. Okay, thank you very much, wonderful people. I think I have